Yeah, once again, very good morning and thanks for joining. Okay. First session. So last session means on Saturday we discussed the about main on the data. Okay. So what is data? What type of structures are available, like a structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. We discuss more on the data. In continues to that only. Okay. We are going to discuss today as well. Before we move on to the actual technical concepts, okay, we wanted to know about, we know about data now. Okay, it can be movable data, it can be non-movable data. So how data is storing into the database. Okay, so that's what we wanted to understand. What is DBMS, what is RDBMS, and what are the what are the database system modern features and the types. Let's talk little about what is the hierarchical the data is loading into the database. In terms of being, we are a DBS. Okay, some people now when you are attending interviews, they're asking, do you get a chance to work in the data modeling? uh, do you involve any data modeling? Do you know about data modeling? This is the one of the common question we are getting nowadays. Okay, that's not a wrong, because if our experience is growing, we should understand about how the data is distributing internally. What is means how the data is distributing means we should know about the data modeling. We should know about the data modeling. That's what our main intention is. Let's talk that part today. Okay, so that you can understand. Okay, uh, what are the different types or in terms of data modeling, what are the which is the more familiarized to use in the real world. Let's talk in that way, so that we will get little confidence when you are attending interviews, especially uh, and they are asking about the data modeling. When they are asking about the data modeling, we are not discussing as part of the DBA data modeling, but when we as we told, right, maybe in this year we are trying to bring the Azure data engineer, where we also need to become like a developer. That time I will talk more on the data modeling. As a DBA, how much we should know, that much we will talk. But as a developer, we wanted to know more, because developers will take the major responsibility to load the data into the database, right? We are a DBAs, which we are going to maintain the database. Let's focus on two different variants. Okay, now before I go into the data modeling, all the stuff, we are a DBS. Okay, we are a production support DBS. Please keep that in your mind. Our main role. See, when you get a chance in real world, your designation may be vary based on your company to company, organized to organized. The designation will vary, but you know that what we are a support engineer. We are supporting. Okay, what we are supporting? We are supporting the production servers. Of course, we are supporting test, development, dev, all the servers. But mainly we are production DBA support. Production DBA. So production is nothing but live servers. Okay, where live data is going on to the servers, right? So production servers are more critical for us. See, you need to the people who are starting the journey, you need to understand about the environments, their functionalities. When we are talking in the session in the middle somewhere, we will talk some points, right? All the points you need to understand, rather than simply working with the product and working with the some features, and we realize that okay, we know the SQL, we know something. Rather than doing that stuff, why can't you put more on the concept wise? So you need to understand the uh, components, what are the things we'll do in the real world. That is how our training should be, especially. So once you starting when you starting the DBA, we need to understand more terminologies. Okay, don't simply learn the SQL and say that, oh, we are strong in seeing SQL. No, of course you are strong in SQL, but you need to know other concepts as well. So on top of us, there are application team, there are end users, there are customers, business users, and DBS is also there. Okay, DBS, who is supporting, who is going to protect your the whole data, whole services. As a DBA, we are going to protect our data and services. Okay, now let's talk on that point. Okay, before I go into that, I need to open DB underscore engine. There is a website, DB underscore engines. Okay, where you can see the ranking, trade charts, relational database management system ranking, all the stuff. Okay, I told you, right, there are many database management system. There are many database management system. When you go to the, when you open DB underscore engine, okay, website, this is very good, where we will learn a lot, where we will get to know a lot. Okay, see, Oracle, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, Postgres, MongoDB, Snowflake, Redis, IBM DB2, Elasticsearch, SQLite, MariaDB, Splunk, okay, NUO4G, okay, SAP HANA, Apache Spark, Apache is basic. Okay, there are these many database management systems are there throughout the global. Almost 300 plus database management system are available in the globally. But we are learning out of this. We are learning Microsoft product. Okay, so we are learning a Microsoft product, Microsoft SQL Server Database Administrator. Throughout the global, we are having 300 plus database management system. Will you learn all 300 plus database management system? No, but we should know about at least top 5 database management system in global. Okay, in terms of SQL, in term like SQL, Postgres, Oracle, MySQL, MongoDB, Snowflake, Teradata, DB2, okay, DB2, Redis, Amazon Aurora, Cassandra, at least top 10 database management system, which we will hear many organizations, okay, MariaDB, uh, these are the databases which we may also get to work with like a team. Okay, any see in the one project, not only SQL, sir, there will be Oracle DBS, there will be MySQL DBS, there is Postgres DBS, okay, MariaDBs. So sometimes you may also get a chance to work with the other technologies as well. They will train you, they will provide the KT, and they will ask you to support other database management system. Sometimes they won't train, they won't provide the KT also. They will tell, hey, you can purchase the Udemy, you can go and learn the Udemy. We are expecting from you Postgres or MySQL or other database. Mostly they won't. Mostly we will get very less chance to work with the Oracle. Okay, but more on Postgres, MongoDB, MariaDB, MySQL, because to cost cutting. So organizations always will look into the cost cutting. They don't want higher dedicated DBS for MariaDB, Cassandra, that stuff, and they will ask us only, either Oracle people or SQL people, because uh, one second, sir, I got an order. One second. Sorry, back. Okay, everyone able to hear me, right? Yeah. So here we will see a different database management system, like what are their rankings in 2025, 2024. So it's what, and one more thing here. Here it is displaying, see, Oracle, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, Postgres are falls under relational database management system. Which databases are falls under relational database management system? MongoDB will falls under documented database management system. Redis will falls under key value database management system. Key values. Okay. That is a one advantage with this DB engine. So if you are having a questions like which database will falls under RDBMS technology Subbu, which databases not falls under RDBMS technology, okay, means here this is the best thing. We are having different database management system and which are falls under which, like Splunk is falls under search engine data model. MongoDB will falls under documented. Redis will falls under key value. Okay, and file makers also following on relational data. Apache is also filed under search engines. Teradata also relational engine. So this is the one thing where you,
No, I did class.
Which class again?
okay, so this is one good thing. So for example, here you will see the complete ranking and relational database and key value storage. So when you click on key value stores, so you will get only the key values database management systems. So these many are available. So what is their usage application team, what they are expecting from us? Okay, what they are expecting from us. Before I go and say dedicatedly, see, you know about your data. We know about our data. For example, we know about our data. What sort of data? What sort of we are expecting from the database management system? If we explain everything to the core people, they can understand what they are expecting from us. Okay, that is compatible or not compatible. So then we can decide that okay, see, for your understanding, in a simple lay terms, you wanted to purchase a network for your home. Okay, nowadays, before COVID, mostly many people are going for organization now. Since COVID started, okay, many people are supporting from work from home. So many now also we are doing work from home. Now we want a good Wi-Fi without any disconnect or without any impact. Means the Wi-Fi signal drops, nothing should be. So what you will do, you will find the people who is providing the network and who is providing the good network with a good bandwidth speed, and the price is also very important, along with how they are providing the service also very important. Means in case today your Wi-Fi got disconnected, if you call to the customer care, how they're responding to the call. Okay, so how they respond, how they are interacting with us. So you will look into all this, and you will purchase one. You will talk to one network provider, and you will purchase that network to fit in your home. Like same, what is your requirement? Okay, now application. Assume application team knows about their data. What sort of application? What sort of data? And they will go and talk to the respective DBAs, developers, everyone. And this is what my requirement, this is what my data, this is what I'm expecting. And based on that, we can decide everything. That is what happening in the high levels. Okay, mostly the people who are like L1, L2, you won't get a chance to talk all this stuff. So technically speaking, database, okay, data means you are having different levels. Okay, L1 DBA, L2 DBAs, L3 DBAs, SMEs. Okay, database architects. So database architects. Okay, who is going to take and care their infrastructure configuration, everything. So what is your designation? What they're expecting means when you are attending interviews, they will directly say that, hey, do you have experience in the data modeling? Do you have experience in the database designing part? Okay. If you're saying yes, okay, then your profile will be shortlisted and picked because they are expecting apart from DPA task, they are also expecting the designing part as well. So what sort of projects you are selecting is also very important. But in case you already selected, you've been working for years in the so and so company, if you get a chance to work as a designing part, don't hesitate to take it, sir. Take it because learning is very important always. Don't stick with only working with the regular tickets. You won't learn anything. If you're simply going to the office, working with the regular tickets and logging off, then your job is done. Okay, again tomorrow you will go and you will work on the regular tickets. Day after tomorrow you will go, you will work on the regular tickets. You never learn anything. So spend some time with the team members, spend some time with the other team members, what they are doing, what sort of works we are getting. And also see, you are not only one person in the project, right? Within your team itself, within your SQL itself, okay, 10 to 15 people are available. Out of that, L1 DBS, L2 DBS, L3 senior level, medium level, and low level DBS. So what senior people are doing, what task they're handling, okay. So if you're spending some time to go into the Outlook, who are dropping the mails, what sort of tickets they are working, what sort of issues are happening currently, what sort of requirement we are getting currently, and who are involving that requirement. If you get a time, you can also go and ask them, will I involve on those tasks? Then only you will start learning all this stuff. If you simply go to the office working on 5 to 10 tickets, close your laptop, again tomorrow, same thing will repeat, sir. So how you are engaging in the project is very important. Of course, even you don't know also nothing, but you need to uh, prove them that you want to learn something new to your higher team. Definitely, they will involve you in other tasks as well. So, for example, you are having some free time and you are having other database management system also within your project, like Postgres or MySQL or Oracle. Why can't you ask them, hey, is it any possible where I can also involve in the Postgres DBA task, Mongo DBA task? Okay, I already spent some time on Udemy. I know how the MongoDB is working. I know how Postgres is working. If I get a chance to involve, okay, I can also support the Postgres. I can also support the MongoDB. Like that, you need to engage in the project always, rather than working on independent. So like 70 to 75% people will work as an independent. Only 20 to 25% will go and engage. Okay, they will make interaction. They wanted to learn something, so they will always they want to know. Like one more example I can say. For example, there is one critical meeting is happening, and you got stuck some other issue. You also got stuck some other issue, and you are one person who's taking it that issue, and other team members are working on this issue. This issue is still happening, but your task is completed. Okay, your task is completed, your activity is completed, you fix the issue, everything is done, and the one more issue is still running. Okay, all the team members are, that time you can talk to any one of the team members. Hey, what was the issue? You don't know about anything about that issue, but something is happening. Whole team is involved there. So you can ask them, hey, what's happening? What was the issue? So far what we identified, so far what application team told, where the issue is currently standing. Okay, and you can also engage that issue. Okay, now you can join that call, you can jump into that call as well. Then only you know that what is happening within the project. So you should know what is happening in the project, sir. Okay, not like a medium tickets, low tickets, okay, but at least like a critical tickets. I mean to say critical issues. Okay, medium, low, that regular activities are because you also working on the same level of tickets. They are also working on the same level of tickets. But beyond that, something is happened or happening. Okay, you should know. So every day, once we logged in, first we'll open the Outlook, right? So when you open the Outlook, you will verify what sort of mails are getting, what sort of tickets we worked. Means your whole team got worked. Okay, because your team and you are not separate, sir. Your team is a part of you only. You are also be part of that team. So whole my team, which tickets they worked. Is there any different ticket we got yesterday? Okay, uh, because you went leave. Many people, what they will do, right? They will simply right click and here they will click as a read all. They won't read all the messages, whatever you received in the Outlook. For example, you went for vacation for 1 week. You went vacation for 1 week, sir. You went vacation for 1 week. Within that 1 week, we don't know what happened. We don't know because you are completely out of office. You went for vacation. You don't have any control. Now you once you back, you need to read all the emails. Like you got 500 emails. Okay, I'm not saying that you need to go everything. At least go to the subtitles. Okay, means heading subject, not subtitle. Sorry, subject. It's something interesting subject. You can walk through that email. Okay, these are all the best practice we need to do in the real world. Always, either you are experienced people or non-experienced people, means lateral the people who are starting the journey. You need to read the emails first. Okay, now in terms of engines, everyone clear? Any doubts? Any questions? Are you there, online people?
As of now, there is nothing.
Okay,
Right.
good, sir. Now, this is how you will get a better understanding. If you don't know about that database management system, which hierarchical model this is the one place where you will get the information, sir. This is the one. I will update this one in the video description. Okay, no worries. Now, back to our slides. Okay, before I move on to the concepts. Okay, I wanted to talk a little journey about the Microsoft. Mostly, you already aware of this when you are watching our sessions. Okay, I'm just repeating the people who are not get a chance. Okay, so now Microsoft is one of the leading database management system. I think last 3 to 4 years. Okay, I think last 3 to 4 years, Microsoft is the top leading database management system when you compare with the Oracle. Both are world competitors in terms of database management system. Oracle and Microsoft are the both leading competitor. Okay, are the both the leading competitors. So now we know everyone knows about the Microsoft, but when you back to 20 to 25 years ago, when you back to 20, 25 years, 30 years ago, okay, Microsoft is one of the starter company. Okay, at that time, IBM is the one of the good reputation organization. Okay, which is having its own database management system DB2. Okay, Microsoft is having own database called DB2. Okay, many people knows about the mainframes. Okay, mainframes AS400. When you go to the ATM machines, all your ATM machines are working with the mainframes and the AS400 systems. Okay, coding. For them, they are using backend as a DB2 database management system. The AS400 mainframes people will use more on IBM DB2 database management system. So IBM is already holding a database called DB2, but Microsoft is not having any database management systems. Now Microsoft, IBM, okay, designed. So they make one agreement and they designed a operating system called OS2. The operating system called OS2 with a 16-bit operating system. Now we are using the 64-bit operating system. No more 32-bit also. You won't see 32-bit. At least 10 years ago, you will see the 32-bit operating system. But no more now 32-bit operating system. Everything will fall under 64-bit operating system. Now IBM and Microsoft designed a operating system called operating system 2, which is running on 16-bit operating system. Now, once they designed this operating system and IBM went into the market to sell the product, Microsoft is also went into the market to sell the product. Okay, both went to the market and they started to sell the product because they want to earn the money, right? Finally, money is the matter. Now, IBM used one strategy. Okay, whoever purchase OS2 with IBM, I will offer DB2 license free. But that time Microsoft is not having any database management system. That time Microsoft is having not any database management system. So many people shown interest. That is a business strategy. We can't say nothing. Okay, that is a business strategy. Many people shown interest to purchase the operating system with IBM because they are getting the database as a free service. Whoever purchasing operating system too. Now, then Microsoft thought that, okay, how database management system is playing a vital role. Okay, then Microsoft and Aston Tata. That time, Sybase is also one is organized, sir, and Sybase is also one database. Okay, until SQL Server 2005. When you go for SQL Server, until SQL Server 2005 means until SQL Server 2005, our grandfather is Sybase only, because based on Sybase only Microsoft has been designed till SQL Server 2005. From SQL Server 2005, it's completely Microsoft product because Microsoft completely redesigned everything to the Microsoft. Okay, no more Sybase, nothing. There is nothing now. Now it is a completely Microsoft product. Now it is completely Microsoft product. That time, due to that strategy, Microsoft thought that database is playing a vital role in future. Then Microsoft, Aston Data, and Sybase organization talked to each other. Okay, and Microsoft designed a database called Microsoft SQL Server 1.0 with the 16-bit operating system. He designed a SQL Server called 1.0. Okay, he designed SQL Server product with 1.0 at 16-bit server. Okay, in the year 1989. In the year 1989. So now Microsoft enhanced a lot. Okay, he enhanced a lot. He is going to release the version like SQL Server 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 4.2, 6.0, 7.0. Now finally he came up with year SQL Server 2005. Before SQL Server 2005, SQL Server 7.0 and SQL Server 2000. After 7.0, like 1.0, 7.0, directly Microsoft went into 2000, SQL Server 2000. After SQL Server 2000, like it's SQL Server 2005. But in year SQL Server 2005, in the year 2005, almost this is 5 years. This is almost 20 years. Okay, almost 15, no, 25 years, right? Yeah, almost 25 years. Microsoft and Sybase are nearby only. Okay, because internal code is a Sybase only, but Sybase is also one database management system, sir. In the year 2005, Microsoft completely redesigned the code using C++. Using C++, Microsoft completely redesigned the code from C to C++. Now in the backend, in the front end, you are seeing our SQL servers, but in the backend, the code is completely designed with the C++. Completely designed with the C++. Now he revised everything into the Microsoft code. No more we are using the Sybase code. So there is nothing called Sybase. Now it is a completely Microsoft product. But before we used to say that, okay, Microsoft is a grandfather, is like a Sybase. From the Sybase only, Microsoft came into the picture. But now nothing, sir, nothing like that. It is completely Microsoft product only. Due to one statistical decision, now Microsoft is standing at #1 position in the global. Okay, this is the leading database management system. Why why super we wanted to learn Microsoft SQL Server means one of the leading, almost 2 to 3 years, Microsoft is the leading database management system throughout the global. And Microsoft spend lot of amount to the database management system, okay, to make one of the world competitor. When you compare with other database management system, Microsoft is spending lot of amount to our database. Means he is redesigning every time. Every release is coming with the new strategies, new features, new enhancement. Is making on the SQL Server. Now we are standing 2025. Now we are in the 2025. Microsoft recently announced SQL Server 2025 version. Microsoft announced SQL Server 2025 version. If you go here, now we are standing SQL Server versions list, for example. Okay. Let's go for wiki only, sir. Okay. Now we started in the year 1989 with the 1.0 operating system, 16-bit. Now at 4.2.1, Microsoft moved into the completely Windows NT operating system. Now we are in 2020. Oh, this document is not updated, but Microsoft already released, announced and released. It is in public preview only. SQL Server 2025. Okay, public preview. It is in public preview. You can download the SQL Server 2025, and you will also learn about SQL Server 2025, sir. How to download public preview, how to install SQL Server 2025, how to install latest SSMS. We'll talk on that concept as well. So this is already announced in the public with more AI capabilities. Okay, database management system which is designed with the AI capabilities. Okay, artificial intelligence capabilities. In the year 2025, Microsoft released 2025 database management system with the AI capabilities. Everyone clear where we standed, where we are landing now currently? Using one strategy, Microsoft came up with a decision call how the database management system will rule the world. Now we are standing. Now here we are standing. This is the what I mean to say is journey behind the Microsoft. Okay, yeah, a little journey, sir, to the about the Microsoft. Now,
Hey, there's someone on the lobby. Can you let a person in, please?
oh, I already allowed. Yeah, I already allowed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, see, sir, we are thinking that okay, Microsoft means only database management system. No, sir. Microsoft is having lot of platforms, lot of products, not platforms. Sorry, lot of platforms. Okay. In terms of productivity, we are having SharePoint, Office Excel. Okay. In terms of platform, we are having SQL database, integration service, reporting services, analysis services, data quality service, master database service, analytical platform systems, mobile data publishers. In terms of services, when you go for cloud, we are having Power BI as a service, MI as a service, HD Insights as a service, Azure Storage as a service, System Analytics as a service, Office 365 as a service, database as a service. Okay, Azure Active Directory. Now Microsoft renamed this as Azure Entra ID. Earlier we used to call it as Azure Active Directory. Now we are calling it Azure Entra ID, virtual machines, and many more, sir. Okay, many more. To understand about these products. Okay, Okay, to almost 700 plus products, Microsoft, almost not 700, 800 plus products Microsoft is offering. 800 plus products Microsoft are offering, like a .NET, Azure, Customer Care Frameworks, Dynamic, okay, Expressions, Internet Explorer, MS Office 365. SQL Server, Visual Studio, Windows, Office. This all falls under Microsoft products. Okay, don't think that okay Microsoft means only MS Office, Outlook, SQL Server. There are many more products where Microsoft is offering. For example, if you go for SQL Server, I wanted to get more about SQL Server. Okay, I can search for SQL Server 2016, for example. Okay, SQL Server 2016, and if you open that SQL Server 2016, see, this is our product, SQL Server 2016 version, which is released June 1st, June 1st, 2016, Microsoft released SQL Server 2016 version. And the mainstream support is July 13, 2021. Okay. And extended support. See, when you're purchasing a car, when you're purchasing a bike, best example, by default, you will get one year like a support, okay, service free. So they will offer 1 year service free. If something happen, they will do free services, or they will tell three services will be free services. First 3 services, first 1 year will be free services. If you want more years, okay, you need to pay not that much massive amount, but you need to pay like $100, $150, like 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees in Indian currency. You will get 2 more years service free, 3 more years service free, right? Like same, every product Microsoft is going to provide the mainstream support, okay, for 5 years, and extended supports for five more years. So total, every product Microsoft is offering 10 years. Okay. Now, July 14th, this next month, July 14th, or not, within 1 year, 1 month, July 14th, SQL Server 2016 will be stop the support. Means you can't use that product. Yes, sir, you can use the product. Okay, you can use the product, but you won't get any support from Microsoft. Okay, if you are using SQL Server, for example, if I go for 2014, okay, 2014, let's go for 2014, sir. If I go for SQL Server 2014, okay, July 9th, 2024, okay, the support has been ended. Means last year, July 9th itself, Microsoft stopped the support. Means no one using SQL Server 2014 now. Many organizations still using 2014. Not only 2014, still they are using 2012, 28 also they are using, sir. 2008 also they are using still. No one is saying that you can't use that product, but what is the problem is, in case you got some issue in 2014, 2012, 2008, 2008 R2, if you go to the Microsoft, if you raise a case to the Microsoft, okay, if you raise a case to the Microsoft, and if you go to the Microsoft, you won't get the support because the support has been ended. Now, definitely they will tell that, okay, they will say that this is out of our scope. Okay, you need to upgrade your system first. Means you need to upgrade to the latest SQL Server versions. They won't support. Then that is on our head only. You need to Google search. You can ask ChatGPT, that one, this one, and you need to fix the issue. If you wanted to continue with the 2014, otherwise you need to upgrade. And if still facing issue, definitely Microsoft will come into the picture to help us. That is what the supports are here. I hope you are getting my point, everyone. So every product Microsoft is supporting 5 years mainstream support, 5 more years extended support, total 10 years you are getting support from the Microsoft for every product. Even you can go for 2025. Okay. I'm not sure whether I will get that information, but let's search, sir, 2025. Getting no, but 2022 you will get it. Okay, 2022 you will get it. Yeah. So, for example, you are using 2014, 2012, 2008, 2008 R2, and you taken a proposal to application team. Hey, this version's already older. Microsoft already completely stopped the support. Okay. can you verify your application is compatible to the latest SQL Server versions? Okay, if your application is compatible, will we upgrade to the SQL Server? Don't go for in this version. See, till here Microsoft stopped the support, sir. Now no more Microsoft is supporting these products. Microsoft will support 2016, SQL Server 2016, 2017, 2019, and 2000. Where is SQL Server? Yeah, here. 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022, and 2025 also. This article is also not, because it is in preview, sir. 2025 is in public preview. This is not completely public. So once Microsoft publicly release, then all these articles will be updated. It is in preview, sir. Okay, public preview, currently 2025. Okay, but if you are using these older versions, okay, and if you are taking a proposal to upgrade, don't tell 2016, 2017, even 2019 also, sir. Tell them directly 2022. Because when you go for 2022, you will get almost 8 years support. 8 years support. Okay, but when you go for 2019, you will get very less. You will get, if you go for 2019, how many years you will get support? I think 5 years only. But when you go for 2022, along with the additional features, you are also getting 3 more years support from Microsoft. So if you get a chance to upgrade your older versions to newer version, try to encourage to 2022 rather than going for 2016, because 2016 is going to end in 1 year, 2017 is going to end in 3 years, 2019 will end in 5 years, but 2022 will end in 8 years. You are having still 8 more years the support. Okay, which one you will prefer? 2022. 2022 you will prefer. So that is how, as a DPA, you can educate your application team. Okay, rather than going for 2019, 2017. See, many people are upgrading to the higher version, but they are not worrying about this support, sir. Simply, we are telling in the market, we are having 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022. Why we need to go for 2022? If you explain to the application team, if you transfer your knowledge to the application team, definitely they will impress, right? They don't know, sir, all this stuff. You are the DBAs, you need to educate them, but you are not educating them. We are not the decision maker. First, we need to educate and take the decision from them. Okay, now you can create one Excel sheet with 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022, and keep, there is a mainstream support and there is extended supports. When you go for 2019, you will get only 5 years extended support, a 5 year support. When you go for 2017, you will get only 3 year support. When you go for 2016, only 1 year support. What 1 year support? Then why you need to go for 2016, sir? See, you will get only 3 years support, 2.5 years almost. You will get 2.5 years support. But if you go for 2022, you will get almost 8 years support. Okay, and you can make one Excel sheet, add a column, how many years you are getting support. Okay, then they can understand. Oh, okay, not only the features, not only everything, we also need to focus on the support. Okay, sometimes we are the we need to educate the application team, end users, customers, because see, in terms of application teams, okay, they're having some people having less knowledge on SQL, some people having good knowledge on SQL, some people having excellent knowledge on SQL. Okay, you will find 3 kind of application supports. Okay, application support teams. The people who is having more knowledge, they will know and they will let us know. Okay, they already know and they will let us know. You don't need to tell anything. The people who is having some medium knowledge, sometimes they may ask this question: what are the benefits I will get it if I go for 2022? What are the benefits you will get when I go for 2019? What are the benefits you will get for 2017? Okay, now you can, while you are drafting the email, if you're mentioning that these are the advantages along with the support, the key factor is support. Futures is very important and support is also very important, sir. You need to concentrate on the support as well. So if you collect all this information, if you drop an email, definitely they will go for 2022. Okay, everyone? Is it clear? No? Yes?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Microsoft is offering these many services. Okay, these many products Microsoft is offering, like a Office. Everyone knows about Microsoft Office. Everyone knows about operating systems, sir. OS operating system. So many people knowingly, unknowingly, we are using the Microsoft product in terms of Teams, in terms of Outlook, in terms of Office, in terms of Windows. Knowingly, unknowingly, we are using the Microsoft product. Knowingly, unknowingly, we are using the Microsoft product. And Azure also, sir, many services Microsoft is offering. Okay, in terms of Microsoft, many services Microsoft, many products Microsoft is offering. Almost 71 products Microsoft offering in terms of cloud. So back to our slides. Any questions? Are you clear? So when you are encouraging to upgrades, okay, when you are going for upgrades, one of the key factors you need to remember is what are the advantages you will get if I go for 2019, if I go for 2022, along with mainstream support also very, very important. Mainstream support also very, very important. See, I can give you one more simple example. I will talk this one little deeper. SQL Server editions. I will talk in the upcoming classes. Okay, but for example, if I go for 2017, see, assume you are currently using SQL Server 2008, 2008 R2, 2012, 14, and you educated your application team. Can we go for SQL Server 2017? Okay, and your database is already having a TDE concept. For example, in the older version, you already using TDE, and your older version is an enterprise edition. It's an enterprise edition, little cost or licenses cost, sir. And you are using TDE feature. They wanted to reduce the cost because they don't have that much budget. They wanted to reduce the cost. Okay. And they wanted to upgrade. They wanted to upgrade, but they wanted to reduce the cost. Assume you don't know about the much stronger editions. You're not much stronger edition. Mostly what you are preferring that SQL Server 2017 enterprise edition only, because when you go for SQL Server 2017 under enterprise edition, TDE is enabled. But if you are going for standard, no, you can't use the TDE. Transparent data encryption, very, very important concept. We'll talk more in the advanced level. Okay. Under the standard edition, you can't use the TDE. But same, if I take a proposal to go for 2019, okay, TDE is compatible under the standard edition. TDE is compatible at the standard edition. See, TDE is compatible under the standard edition. Okay, now I know that in my older system, I am using enterprise edition for TDE purpose. Only I'm using TDE, sir, and I'm using enterprise edition. Now I want to upgrade my SQL. Now I will ask a question. Hey, will you really need the enterprise edition? Because 2019 can offer in the standard edition also TDE. Why can't you raise this question to the application team? So always you need to save some amount to the customers. Then only then only you will be spotlight in the project, sir. What I will do means, if I get a chance to upgrade, then I will ask a question. Hey, currently we are using Enterprise Edition. Now I came to know we are using only TDE. After upgrade, you wanted to use only TDE, then why can't you go for 2019 where standard edition is also compatible? Where standard edition is also compatible. See, when you go for Enterprise Edition, they are charging for $10,000. For example, for one license, they are charging for $10,000. For one license, they are charging for $10,000. For example, in Enterprise Edition, they are charging only $3,000. How much varies at the license cost? Correct? 3 times, right? Where is 10,000? Where is 3,000? 3 times higher value when I go for Enterprise Edition. And they are using only TDE on the system. Okay. Now I am saving almost 1/3 price. Now I am telling, hey, if you are using only TDE after upgrade also, why can't you prefer for standard edition? Why can't you prefer for standard edition rather than going for again Enterprise Edition? Here the license cost is tripled. Now I'm once again I'm educating, I'm highlighting a point, and I'm helping them to save their price. This is what the DBAs are. This is what the good DBAs. DBAs, all are DBAs only, of course. That's what I told you, right? Go to the office, work on tickets, close the laptop, come to home, and they will tell, oh, I done that one, this one on the office. But nothing. These are the good DBAs. Okay? When you are upgrading something, what is currently, what they're expecting after upgrade, same level or lower level. So this is what, sir. But many people, when you attending interviews, okay, many people are asking how much time it will take when you are upgrading. I am having very less time. What he will do, what that he will do, what this will do. This, no one is raising a questions. Interviewers, I don't know whether take it yourself, sir. I don't want to talk all that people mindsets. Okay, correct. Will everyone understanding what I wanted to convey? Cost is also very important, right? Of course, upgrade is also very important. Cost is also very important. Now I will educate my application team. Hey, will you go for 2019? Will you go for 2022? Will you go for 2019? Will you go for 2022? And even in the standard edition also, the compatible, the feature is compatible. What you are using in the enterprise level, okay, it will save 1/3 of the cost. That is how you need to educate, sir, your application teams. Is it clear, everyone? No? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll talk all these concepts in the upcoming classes, sir. No worries. Okay. I think I'm not diverting you, but I want passing the information. We are going to learn SQL DB, integration service, reporting service, analysis services. We are going to discuss about Power BI, Azure Storage Account, MI, database service, Azure Entra ID, virtual machines, and other concepts, sir. So almost what as a DBA you need. Okay, we'll talk all the stuff. So don't think that we are not discussing many things. We will discuss the head only, sir. On top of head only, we'll discuss many components, because as a DBA, we are not only just focusing on the databases. We wanted to focus about integration service, reporting services, Power BI services, and analysis service as well. Okay, these are all the services are very important, which we are going to discuss. Not only that one, Azure storage is also very important. Android is also very important. We want to see, you won't get a chance to work some of the services, okay, because there is a dedicated team in real world. But here we don't have a dedicated team, right? When you are deploying, you need to do everything. You need to do everything from the scratch, right? So we will learn many things than we expected as a DBA. So this is about a quick intro about Microsoft, where he started, 32, 35 years ago, where he started, now where he is landing. So where he is landing, and what are the products Microsoft is offering. That is what we learned so far. Now, let's move on actual concept which we wanted to discuss today, sir. When you go to the, when you dealing with the data, okay, last session we discussed more about the data, okay, more about the data. It can be movable data, it can be non-movable data, okay. So when you are dealing the data, how you are going to store your data, how you are going to store your data into the database management system, into the database management system, okay, especially into the database management system. How you are going to store means there are different data models, okay, based on data models. There are different data models. This technically we are calling as a data models. Data models. Hierarchical data model, network data model, relational database model, object-oriented relational database model, and ER model. One more is ER model, and semi-structured data model. Okay, technically semi-structured data model. So totally we are having 6 data models while you are storing your data. While you are storing the data, so we are having almost 6 types of data models are there. Hierarchical data model, network data model, relational database model, object-oriented database model, ER model, which is more familiarized use. Okay, many people will use the ER model. Okay, and semi-structured data model. Almost 6 different varieties of data models are available. Okay, which are available. Again, sir, just what I mean to say, right? If you go and ask Google that must, this must, it will overload you. The people who are starting the journey, just remember everything on your mind that, okay, when we are loading the data, who's a developer? When developers are loading the data, they are following some hierarchies. They are designing the database. Okay, they are designing the tables. See, simply they are not loading the data into the server, sir. They are not simply loading. They are doing lot of pre-homeworks. They are doing lot of pre-homeworks before they load the data into the databases. It can be Oracle, it can be MySQL, MS SQL Server, any other database management system. They are not simply loading the data by whatever we are doing, like creating a table, and loading the data for practicing purpose, right? They are designing the databases. Okay, your developers, your application team, your database architect, they will design the database before they load the data. So out of that, they are designing a database model. Okay, data model. What sort of data we are getting, and how the data need to be loaded into the database. Okay, means relational, sir. Means, see, finally you are going to create a table. This is the table which contains the rows, columns, which contains the rows and columns. Okay, this is our column, this is our rows. Okay, here a table is an object. See, some people will call it as object. Many people will call it as object. In entire database management system, you will call it as object. Table is a primary object. Table is the primary object. Under this object, you are having columns and you are having rows. Technically, rows will call as a tuples. In the Postgres, when you specially go for Postgres, you will call it tuples. Okay. In SQL, many people will call it as a rows. In a lay terms, you will call it as a rows. In a lay terms, you will call it as a columns. In a lay terms, you will call it as a table. Some people, they may call it as a relational also. Relational. This is one relational. Under the relational, you are having the attributes, columns. Columns, they will treat, some people will treat columns as attributes and rows as a tuples or rows, technically records. So record. So each database management system, they will call it as a different names, but technically speaking, it's a table which contains columns and rows. That's it. It's a table which contains columns and rows. The name, it will differs based on what database management system you are supporting, you are working. The names will be differ. So when you go for MongoDB, you will call it as a relational. Okay, you will call it as a collections, you will call it as a relational. When you go for Postgres, you will call it as a relational, and you will call it as a tuples, rows as a tuples. When you go for SQL Server, you will call it as a table, you will call it as a columns, you will call it as a rows. Okay, so when you go to the each and every database management system, the concepts will be vary, but underlying, you are going to create a table and you are loading the data. So when you are creating a table and loading the data, so we are having 6 different data models. 6 different data models. Out of that, hierarchical database. Hierarchical database. What do you mean by hierarchical database? Means, for example, this is a tree, nothing but root, nothing but like a parent, and these are all the leaves. Okay, like a leaves. This will technical calling as a root. Sorry, root. This technically will called as a tree, childs. Okay, when you are going to create a table structure like this, this is our parent table, this is our parent table, one parent table. Okay, and rest are all the child table. One to many, sir. One will be parent, rest will be the child. If you are creating a table structure, before I load the data, forget about loading the data, sir. When you are designing the table structure, you are designing in the form of parent and child. Then technically you will call it as a hierarchical database pattern, hierarchical database model. Okay, you are having a parent table. For example, account is our parent table. Okay, related to account, address is our child table, country is our child table. Okay, address type is our child table. Okay, and department is our child table. So you are creating multiple childs, and this is a parent. So means one to many. One will be the parent, many will be the child. So this is how they will design that. Technically will called as a hierarchical database. Is it clear, everyone? No? Yes?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah. So hierarchical data means hierarchically you are loading the data. One parent, rest are all the childs. Okay. Again, you will have one more parent and you are having many childs. You are having one more parent and you are having many childs. You are having one more parent, you are having many childs. Means, Subbu, I can create only one parent in one database. No, sir. You can create multiple parents, but each parent is having multiple child tables. Multiple child tables. That technically we are calling as a hierarchical data model. When you go for the network data model, many to many, sir. Many to many. Okay, many to many. What do many to many means? Assume this is a parent table having two child table. Again, this child table acting as a parent for this child table. This is also acting as a parent for this child table. Okay, for this table, this is a child table for this parent. This is the child table for this parent, but this child table become as a parent table for this table. This child table will become as a parent table for this table. When you are designing like this, a structure, when you are designing the database like this structure, this technically will called as a network data model. Many to many parents will be there, many childs will be there. Okay, child will also become as a parent will also become as a child will also become as a parent will also become as a child. So it is a many to many configuration. Many to many configuration. Here, one to many configuration. One parent, multiple childs. Here, multiple parents, multiple childs. That technically we are calling as a network database management system. Okay, that is how they design. These are the two. And finally, there is one more called ER. Let's discuss ER. Okay, ER, enterprise entity relational, not enterprise. Sorry, I'm taking back. Sorry, entity relational. Okay, entity relation. Entity is like a movable object. Okay, is an object. Entity is like object. Entity is object, and which we are calling as a relational. Entity is object. Okay, it's object, and we are calling as a relational. We are calling as a relational. So one object we are calling as a relational. Here, see how the structure will be. ER. Many people will use the ER technique, sir. Many people will use the ER technique. For example, you are a student. We are a student. You are a student. For example, you are a student. Okay, who is learning a course? You went to one institute to learn something. Now, this is the student table. Okay, where you are having student ID, student name, student joining, student course complete. Okay, what course is taking, course ID. Okay, this is our one parent table which is having child. These are the attributes. Technically, you should call it as attributes. The columns we are calling as attributes. This is a relational. This is the relational. This is a entity. You can call it as a entity also. Okay, object is entity, right? Within that object, you are having multiple attributes. You are having multiple attributes. Means multiple columns. Multiple columns. One table and in multiple columns, right? Now this is the student table. Contains student's ID, student name, joining, end of the course, and course ID you are having. And there is one more table called course table. Course table. Okay, here also course ID, course name, course duration. Here also there is one more table with a course table. Okay, course table. Now this is a one table. This is one more table. Okay, this is one table, one more table. In between these two tables, okay, you are making a relationship called, you are enrolling for, say, you are having different courses. Okay, you are having SAP course, Java, .NET, C, C++, Python, Postgres, MongoDB, SQL Server. You are having different courses. To which course you are enrolling? So what they are doing here also, there is a here you are having course ID. Here also you are having course ID. But a student, he is enrolling to which course? Okay. Now you are making one joint condition, nothing but enroll. Okay. This is the attribute. Which is going to join these two tables to retrieve the data. The student enroll for which course? The student enroll for which course? Now I wanted to see that. So now you are making a column called enroll. Okay, now you will get the information. So this is how the joint conditions are working, sir, in the ER model. In the ER model, entity relational, in the entity relation, there is a table, a student table. For example, student table, there is a course table. Between these two tables, you wanted to get the details. See, they won't keep everything in a single table. Usually they won't keep everything in a single table. They need to distribute the data, because if you keep everything in a single table, the table size will be massive, the data load will be massive. It may impact when you are loading the data, it may impact when you are reading the data. To improve the performance, they will design the tables accordingly. There is a concept called normalization. We'll talk in the upcoming classes about the normalization. So in the ER model, okay, they are joining these two tables. They designed like a kind of parent table. They designed in kind of child table, and they're joining these two tables in between the common columns. Okay, mostly used is this techniques are ER technique, entity relational. ER stand for entity relational. I hope you understand, everyone. No? Yes? Understood? No?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, finally, the many people knows, many people are using, many people knows, many people are using. We are going with the relational database management system. Okay, relational database management system. Relational database management system, where you are going to store your data in the form of tables. Okay, you will call it as a relationals, you will call it as a tuples, you will call it as a different names. But technically, when you go for RDBMS, you are going to create a tables. Under the tables, you are having columns, you are having the rows, and you are storing your data. You are having the columns, you are having the rows, and you are storing your data. You are storing your data. So when you go for RDBMS, so we are using Oracle, MySQL, MS SQL, Postgres. We are having globally, we are having the different management system where you are going to use the RDBMS technologies. In the industry, currently industry is more popular to use the relational database management system. Under the relational database management system, you can design your tables, everything you can design, sir. You can make it as a parent table, you can make it as a child table, and you will load the data. You will load the data. Most properly used is the relational database management system. Finally, tables are nothing. Tables, see, when you go for RDBMS, this is the table, this is the table. You are using the joint conditions. You will make the relationship between all these tables, all this stuff you can do it, sir. Okay, all this stuff you can do it in the RDBMS technology. Now, when you go for object-oriented relational database management system, okay, object-oriented relational database management system. When you go for relational database management system is a table, okay, and which supports OOPS concept. Okay, object-oriented means, for example, miscellaneous data types like XML data, large binary objects. If you are going to store the miscellaneous data types, okay, miscellaneous data types, that this database DMS supports the storing of miscellaneous data type. They store the data in the form of objects. Of course, you are storing in the form of objects only, but in the miscellaneous format. In the miscellaneous format, like Postgres. Postgres will also support to store the JSON code, XML code. Okay, if you wanted to store the XML, JSON in the form of objects, will it compatible? Yes, sir, it is compatible. When you, for example, Postgres. Okay, you are using the relational database management system, and also you are using some of the miscellaneous data types to store in the form of objects. Technically, we are calling it a relationals. Is it possible, Supu? Means yes, sir. The best example is Postgres SQL Server. Postgres will store the. That is one of the reason why Postgres is uh, widely using throughout the global is. So you can store your data in JSON code, XML code. Also, you can store in the Postgres database management system. Okay, if you wanted to store your data in the miscellaneous, okay, miscellaneous data types, then technically we are calling as a object-oriented relational database management system. Object-oriented relational database management system. So, and finally, there is one more model, sir, semi-structure data model, semi-structure data model. Nothing but MongoDB. Best example is MongoDB. Okay, where you are going to store your data in the document. Okay, there is a structure. Okay, when you go for semi-structure data model, for example, you created a table, employee table. Okay, employee ID, employee name, employee salary, employee date of joining. Okay, you are having an employee table. In the table, you are having 4 columns. You are having 4 columns. Now, when you are loading the data, for example, you are loading employee ID equal to 1, employee name equal to, for example, John. Okay, employee salary equal to $10,000 per year. Okay, for example, and employee date of joining equal to so and so. For example, I'm mentioning. Now, when you are loading the data, your database management system won't throw any error because whatever the structure you created, same structure you are loading the data. Same structure you are loading the data. But here I am loading, say I am not changing my structure. My structure is same only. But I am loading employee minimum salary, min salary to $2,500. Okay. When you are loading the data where there is no structure, see, there is no structure. In this table, you are having only 4 columns, but here you are loading 5 columns. This column is not available here. This column is not available here. In relational database management system, it will straight away throw an error. It will throw an error. If you go for Oracle, MS SQL, MySQL, Postgres, it will throw an error because first you need to create the structure, then you need to load the data. Okay. But MongoDB will support this one. MongoDB will supports. Even you don't have the structure, it will load the data into the database. That is the beauty of MongoDB. Why MongoDB is also widely using Subbu is this is the one of the major reason. You no need any pre-structure while you are loading the data. You don't need any pre-structure because it is in the backend. It is using as a document oriented. It is using document oriented storage. Okay, means it is storing your data in the form of JSON. Okay, binary format. It is storing your data in the form of JSON. Of course, you are loading the data in the form of JSON. This everything will call it as a JSON format. For example, for MongoDB, sir, I'm saying for MongoDB. In the relational database management system, straight away it will throw an error. Okay. But when you go for MongoDB, it never throw an error. Even you don't have predefined structure. If you don't have predefined structure, it never throw an error. Because it is storing in the form of document. In the document, it is storing in the form of binary JSON code. You are entering the data in the form of Java, like a Java oriented storage. But in the low level, it is storing in the binary array. It won't throw an error. It will load this column also, even you don't have structure. So that's the reason we are calling as a semi-structured data model. The best example is MongoDB. Is it clear, sir, everyone? No? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Will I do all this stuff, Subbu? Means, of course, no. But if you know all this stuff, you will become strong, sir. The base is very important. Yesterday we learned about the data. Now we learn about data models. Means when we are loading the data, what is the architecture? The application team, what is the architecture? Our developers has been designed. The database architect people designed our structure within the database. If you involve, you can get to all this stuff. If you involve, you'll get all this stuff, sir. Okay. These are the 6 different data models are available throughout the global. Okay. And finally, you wanted to know about. Okay. I won't take more time. I think it is overload you. Let's stop in the 2 slides only. Okay. Before we go into the DBMS or DBMS, okay, database management system, relational database management system, you need to know about what is database. Okay. Database used to store and manage the data generated. Whatever the data you are loading, that need to be stored and maintain the data, storing and maintaining the data in the organized way. Means you are going to create a tables with the proper structures and you are loading the data. When you even use the database to handle the time dependency generation of the data and robust data generation, means see, you are creating a table. In the table, you are loading the data in the proper columns in the form of table which contains the columns. You segregated the table in different columns and different data types, and you are loading the data. Some columns are storing the numerical data, some columns are storing the date data, some columns are storing LOB data, some columns are storing numeric with character data type. So different varieties of data you are going to store in the database. Okay, ideally some people, when we think the ideal database should be able to handle the crude operation, nothing but create, retrieve, update, delete. Okay, create, retrieve, update, delete, crude operations. So every database must and should perform the crude operations like a create operation, retrieve operation, update operation, delete operations. Okay, delete. So these are the minimum, means every database, when you create any database, by default the database will contains the many objects. When you create a database, the database contains many objects. Out of that, table is our parent object. Like a table is our primary object. Table is our primary object where you are going to perform all the operations like creating, retrieving, updating, deleting, inserting, all the operations, and which are compatible, sir. Okay, which are compatible. Now you know about database. Database is nothing but which store the data, easily to manipulate the data, easily to retrieve the data, because it is storing your data in the organized way. Okay, for your simple understanding, when you create a database, your database is contain many objects. See, tables, views, synonyms, store procedures, functions, triggers, assembles. Okay, these many objects you will create internally. When you again go to the functions, there are table valued functions, scalar valued functions, aggregated functions. Okay, indexes, views. There are many things are there, sir, in the database. Okay, you will perform many operations. You means developers. Okay, developers will perform many operations, but technically speaking, as a DBA, you should understand, okay, in a database, mainly you are having table as object, view is also object, okay, stored procedure is object, triggers are objects, functions is objects, synopsis is objects. So you need to know about, okay, these many objects we are going to create. Who are developers? Your application teams. These many objects they are creating. We don't know what objects, what they are doing. We will just grant the permission. So we will got a requirement. Hey, DBS, will you grant me the permission? We'll grant the permission, so they can do whatever they want. Okay, they will create the tables, alter the tables, they will create the stored procedure functions, all the stuff. They will alter, they will drop. We don't know what they are doing because we are not a person who will keep on monitoring what they are doing on the database. When we will go into the picture, if someone is facing some issue, okay, or something happened to the services, something happened to the data, okay, either it can be naturally, either it can be human made mistake, okay, natural disaster or human made. Nature can predict anything, sir. Okay, then only DPS will go into the picture and DPS will take care all the stuff. Okay, meanwhile application team, they are doing many stuff. So every database must and should perform the crude operations, create, retrieve, update, delete, all the stuff they need to perform. Okay, every database can contain multiple objects. Every database can contain multiple objects. See, I'm having these many tables. Okay, I'm having this many functions. So this many views. I'm having this many stored procedures. Oh, this table is okay. I'm having this many functions, scalar functions, all the stuff are there. This is the one thing we need to take in care of. Means database is nothing but collection of the data which is organized, well organized, easily to retrieve, easily to modify, easily to maintain the data, easily to modify. Because assume you are having an organization, okay, and one database is holding customers data, one database is holding salesperson data, one database is holding accounts data, one database is holding financial data, one database is holding some other data. Okay, so every database is well designed and they are going to store their respective data. Okay, they are going to store their respective data. We don't know, sir, until unless we go and get the information high level. It's not easy to DBA to get all the information, what sort of information it is storing, because we never involved. So architects, high level engineers like SMEs, architects, and SMEs, nothing but subject matter experts, database architect people, application people, developers, they will sit together and they will design this database accordingly. And we are the DBAs who is going to handle the data, handle the challenges, all the stuff we will handle. We will handle it. Okay, so that is how the database is designed as a database which is stored in a proper way where we can retrieve, where we can read all the stuff in the easiest manner. In terms of to talk about DBMS or DBMS, okay, DBMS stands for Database Management System, where data is stored in a hierarchical order. Hierarchical, you know about hierarchical order, right? Hierarchical network order, right? Our DBMS will support more on the hierarchical order. Okay, if you want a relational, okay, if you want to create a table and you wanted to store the data and you wanted to make the relationship between the table to table, then definitely they will go for the RDBMS technologies. RDBMS technologies, like in the form of tables. So DBMS is more basic and less structured, okay, like a suitable for smaller, less complex database without they need to relational between the data. They don't want any relation between the data. They're having very less data, not complex database. Then they will go for the DBMS. If they're having massive structure, massive data, they want more advanced structure and stable for the large complex database. Okay, and they want to do relational and they wanted to perform, they need asset properties. No worries, I will discuss asset properties, SQL queries, data integrities, everything in the upcoming classes, sir. If you are not understanding about the terminologies, no worries, we'll talk more in the upcoming classes. Then definitely they will go for the RDBMS technologies. Then they will go for the RDBMS technologies where they will design the complex SQL queries. They will support the asset properties. They will check the integrities, means any corruptions at the page level, row level, table level, everything will be taken care under the RDBMS technology. RDBMS technology, like same example I written here, sir. Okay, same example I written here. Our DBMS application store in the form of data as a file. Okay, you are not purchasing any software, sir. Okay, you are using it as a file, data as a file, data as DBMS application like a data as a file. In the DBMS, data is generally stored either in the hierarchical pattern or the navigational form. Okay, it's a form of navigational form. Your data will be stored, and it won't support the normalization. This is very, 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 very important. Okay, normalization. Okay, when they are going to design the tables, they will mainly focus on the normalization. Who's are developers, your application team will focus on the normalization. I will talk about normalization in the upcoming classes. Okay, but RDBMS stores in the form of normalization, sir. Okay, RDBMS application store data in the form of tabular forms. Okay, in the files. Okay, RDBMS tables can be identified column as a primary keys. They will create the primary keys. I will talk about primary keys, foreign keys, normalizations, asset properties in more details in the upcoming classes. Okay, no worries. I am just reading the content here. Okay, we'll talk more in the upcoming classes. Okay, the major is normalization is not compatible. Normalization is compatible, sir. And DBMS does not apply any securities. Okay, here there is no security here, but RDBMS define the integrity constraints. Okay, integrity checks, integrity constraints. Along with it will also support the asset properties, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. RDBMS will support every RDBMS technology will support the asset properties, atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. What is atomicity? What is consistency? We'll talk in the internal SQL server, sir. And DBMS use the file system to store the data, so there will be no relation between the tables. Okay, because it is storing in the files, right? There is no relational in the DBMS, but RDBMS will store in the form of tables. Definitely, you can make the relation because there are common columns they will use between the table to table, and they will make the relation using the tables, using that columns, they can make the relation. DBMS has provided some unique method to access the storage data. So uniform methods, okay, to store the data. So they are opening the files that they're storing the data, but in the RDBMS supports the distributed database. So they are going to distribute the data. Okay, two tables, right? One tables are storing the person data, one table they are storing sales data, one table they are storing account data, one database they are going to store different data. So you are in the single instance, you are having many databases, and each database you are distributing the data. Hey, all the accounts data need to go for this database, all the sales data will need to go for this database, all the person's data need to go for this database. So you are going to distribute the data. You are going to distribute the data easily within the database. You are going to distribute the data. That is what support of the distributed database means. You can distribute the data, and that data can go for the separate databases. DBMS is the meant for smaller organization and deal with the small data. It supports a single user. They will open the file and they can load the data. But here RDBMS is designed to handle the large amount of data. It supports some multi-users. Multiple people can access the database. Multiple people can perform the menu operation. That technically we are calling as isolation level. We'll talk, sir. This is very simple isolation, but almost we need to spend 4 to 5 hours to understand about this isolation level. And we will talk more because based on the isolation level only, locking, blocking, deadlocks, spin locks, we will talk more, sir. Okay. This is very simple terminals isolation level. When we are talking internals, we'll talk only 2 to 3 minutes, not 2 to even 1 minute also is fine, sir, isolation level. But when we go for advanced level, we'll spend more time on this isolation level only. Almost 3 to 4 hours or 4 to 5 hours we'll talk on isolation levels. Now see how much important that isolation level is placing in the RDBMS technology. The best example for DBMS is file system, XML, file system, all will falls under DBMS. But when you go for RDBMS, MySQL, SQL Server, Postgres, Oracle will falls under RDBMS technology. Will falls under RDBMS technologies. Any questions so far? Understood, not understood? That's it, sir, for today.
Yes, understood.
Yeah. Okay, tomorrow also we'll go for little slow from Wednesday. No, sir. Wednesday we'll spend on the 2 hours again. 2 hours we'll spend, sir. Okay, just take this as a knowledge. Okay, I'm not wasting your time. Okay, we are not wasting the time. Just think about this or all the knowledge. Okay, because many people having doubt what is RDBMS and DBMS. DBMS is like in the form of XML. So, for example, is there any table? Is there? I think there is a table. Was a table? Yes, there is a table. I can perform select from video dot. Hey, wait. From video dot. Okay, corruption. Let's choose this one. Okay, execute. Okay, you will get the what I can. So this. Okay, this technically we'll call it as a XML report, sir. This is a XML format. Okay, your data is in XML format. Here also there is a structure. Okay, database name, schema name, table name, column name. But this is not well organized or easily to retrieve, sir. There is no relation because this is in the XML format. Okay, this technically we'll call it as a DBMS technology. Okay, XML format, file system. Technically, we'll call it as a DBMS technology. But when you go for relation RDBMS, like all like a MySQL, MS SQL Server, Oracle, Postgres, all these are relation database management system, right? Where you will create a tables and where you will load the data into the tables in the proper organized way, and each table is having some relational where you can pull the data using the relational. That much we can do when you go for RDBMS technologies. Okay, that's it for today. And yes, Gopi.
Are we going to discuss about any section about the MS SQL architectures? How it is work?
Sorry, sir.
Any discussion happen for architectures, MS SQL architectures?
Oh yeah, we'll go, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Without that, no, right?
Yeah.
Wednesday, we are starting SQL Server architecture only, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, before I go into the core technical, this is the one thing. What you are going to learn, sir? What you are doing actually? We are handling the data. Correct.
Yes.
That can
Yes.
be your data also. Okay.
Yes.
Maybe your data also. When you take a SIM card, okay. If you're getting a project to work with the Airtel in India, sir. Okay. In the India, Airtel, Jio, BSNL, Vodafone, Idea. Okay. These many SIM cards are there, right? SIMs. When you purchase a SIM, they need to store your data, right? Your name, your first name, last name, middle number, your mobile number, your subscription, which subscription you purchased, okay? What is your expiry date, start date, SSMS information. They need to track everything, right? What calls you are getting, everything they are tracking somewhere, sir. Correct?
Yes.
So that is also data. Sir, you are maintaining the data. That's it. You are handling the data. On top of SQL Server, on top of Oracle, on top of MySQL, Postgres, blah, blah, blah. Somewhere you are handling data, sir. That's it. That's the first thing you need to get. Okay, we are dealing there with the data. That can be my data, or that can be someone else's data. That can be movable data, that can be non-movable data. You are handling the data. So you need to be so careful when you are dealing with the data. Yeah. We are starting with the architecture only, sir. Okay.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
First 1 week, okay, from Wednesday, because we actual class will start from Wednesday only, sir. Okay. From Wednesday, first week is so critical so crucial for all the DBAs, sir. We are going to learn lot of internals about the SQL servers. Okay. We are first making the basement, sir. Okay. First 10 days we will make base for you. Okay. Then we'll go for actual concepts. So first we'll make you base. You need to become strong in base. Then you can construct whatever, how many floors you can construct, sir. Okay. Without
Okay.
construct the base, can you make the 100 floors, 50 floors? No, right?
Yeah.
No. So first we are making the base, okay, to become strong. Yep, that's it. Thank you, everyone. I know many people are silent because this is not technical. Okay, I understood. But from Wednesday, we'll move on the technical, sir. Please raise your voice. That's the only one request. Every day I'm asking, sir. Please raise your voice. Okay. I won't take any negative, sir, if you're asking too many questions. Please, if you're not understanding, interrupt me, clarify your doubts, and become strong. Okay. That's only one. We are asking only one thing, sir. Stop me if you're not understanding. Maybe I can take one more route. See, one way is very strong. You can't understand. There is one more way also where you can understand easily. I can choose that way so that you can understand. Okay. Every student is very important. Every individual student is very important for us. So if you're not understanding, stop me. Nothing wrong. Okay.
Sir, in Azure SaaS also you can teach, right, sir?
SaaS, no, sir. Why SaaS? What you will do with SaaS for us, DBS?
No, just I'm asking the question, sir.
No, there is no SaaS, sir. No, sir. No SaaS for DBS. Yeah, you know about AWS Lambda?
No, sir, no.
In AWS, there is a service called Lambda, which is a best for SaaS. Earlier, I used to teach the DevOps, right? That time, I used to teach AWS, RDS, AWS, SaaS platforms, all the stuff. But DBS, no need, sir. We need PaaS. We need IaaS.
I believe for SaaS, the Microsoft will take care, sir.
Yes,
Everything.
the cloud provider will take care, sir. SaaS means nothing on top of nothing we are doing on SaaS. Okay.
Right.
We'll talk, sir. Okay, we'll talk. After 30 days, we are moving to the cloud, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk. So, and Wednesday, you will get the Google form, sir. Everyone need to fill the Google form because we don't know what sort of laptop you are holding, right? We want to collect your, sir, again, whatever the data you are sharing, everything will be personal. We won't share to anyone, sir. Only Subbu and Sai will monitor because we wanted to know what sort of laptop, what sort of configuration you are having, whether you are eligible for to spin the VMs on your laptop. Everything will tell, sir. Okay. Yeah, we'll take it that stuff as well. So every concept will complete like base concepts. Once we complete the base concept, right? 10 days we are completing, right? After that we will share the Google form. Okay. After that we'll share the Google form. You need to fill the Google form. So we will track the people who are actively filling the Google form. I know the experienced people, you won't get time, but at least take some time, sir. But don't ask the chat GPT. Only that's we are trusting you. Use your brain and use the Google search. Okay. I can encourage the people who will searching the Google, not chat GPT. Later on, definitely we'll use the chat GPT, sir. Initially, we are in the learning phase, right? Rather than asking the chat GPT, if you know the Google search engine, you are the good DBS, sir. Not good IT, not a DBS, okay? IT person. Google search is also very important for us, okay? Every concept, first 10 days, whatever we are doing, you will get the Google form, okay? Next, when we are talking about log shipping, mirroring, replication, always on clusters, you will each and every concept, you will get the Google forms. You need to fill the Google forms, okay? Yep, no, yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you. See you tomorrow at same times. Only Monday to Saturday, sir. There is no Sunday because many people are married people. Definitely our wives will kill even you are working on Sunday. Okay. You should understand the personal problems also. Okay. So I'm just kidding. Yeah, definitely that will happen. Okay. Then go and marry SQL. Why you married me? Definitely they will ask. Agree or not agree? No? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. I got this question many times for me. So that's the reason I don't want to spend on Sunday. Okay. After Saturday 10 a.m., we won't touch the laptop. No one should touch the laptop, sir. Let it be free. You already worked hard. Okay. Let's enjoy with the family. Okay. Good. We are having 6 days, not 5.5 days we are having, sir. That is good for us learning. Okay. Enough. Okay. At least 1.5 day. Don't think about SQL. Don't think about Oracle, Java, or C++. Just relax your brain. Yep. Thank you. See you tomorrow at same time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all.
Bye. Bye, sir.
Thanks all. Yeah.